We are now recording on the front-facing camera in 4K UHD 60 frames a second on the Galaxy S25 Ultra and the Vivo X200 Pro. We're just seeing how the image quality is like, sharpness, details, dynamic range, and of course image stabilization. Let's do a quick run. Now we're pretty much just going around, we're seeing it. We've got a lovely day in the sun out here with the Dariusz tech crew and audience. And if you want to be in for a chance to win a brand new Galaxy S25 Ultra up until the 28th of February 2025, I'm running a giveaway on the channel on my extreme battery drain test, so come over. After this, let's take some selfies.
Unfortunately, I am not a fan of Vivo selfie. You can see that Samsung is doing way better. I've tried with portrait mode, normal mode, and the picture quality is just not there. It's just too soft. You have to get really close like here in order to get some kind of quality.
Okay, so we've got the portrait video mode, 4K 30 FPS, which is very impressive. Now, starting with the main sensor, but let's switch to x2. Unfortunately, I have to stop at Vivo. Samsung is great because you can switch during recording, which is very impressive. And now we've got x2. Let me know what you think about the quality. I will be taking some portrait photography later, so make sure you stick around. But let's go on optical zoom 3.7, which is very impressive for portrait photography. Sadly, Samsung is only limited to x2. And now we've got maximum zoom x3. This is just the digital cropping. And we've got optical zoom 3.7 on Vivo, which is very impressive. We've got huge 200 megapixel sensor, and that hopefully should help with the quality here. So you let me know what you think about this one.
For portrait photography, Vivo is a clear winner. It doesn't matter which focal length you're using, from wide angle to main sensor, even when you use the crop. However, my favorite is the 85mm focal length. I mean, look at the quality here. Absolutely amazing.
Just testing stabilization now. 4K 30 FPS, and I have to say I like how much wider the field of view is on Samsung. So if you do like a vlogging or do loads of landscape shots, then you will be happy with Samsung. But let's switch to the main camera now. This is stabilization. Digital zoom, that's just the crop x2. Then you got optical zoom x3 on Samsung and 3.7 on Vivo. Now what's impressive though, you see that I can switch between the lenses during recording from the main camera to the rear camera and vice versa. Not many phones can do this. These are only two devices that can do it. However, worth mentioning, you can only do this in 4K 30 FPS on Vivo. When I tried the 60 FPS, it was not available. By the way, if you are enjoying my content, real world camera tests like this, smash that like and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.
I definitely like the ultra wide angle on Samsung. Colors looking natural on both. Main sensor is exactly the same. Even when you go x2 or 3, they are looking very similar. But as soon as you go x10 or more, the Vivo shines. Look at the quality. When you get even closer, maximum zoom, there is no comparison here.
Right, so this is the quality when you just get a little bit closer to your subject. Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra x3. But if you want to go x5, that's even better. Look at the quality here, looking really good. And we've got Vivo X200 Pro. I love the blurry background effect, it looks pretty natural. But also I might even go x10. You can actually see the web on there, wow. But let's take some macro shots now.
I must say that Vivo is doing one of the best macro photography on the smartphone. And then you can clearly see that Samsung is just struggling a little bit. You get that natural blurry background effect on Vivo.
Okay, so let's go and check on video quality and stabilization at night. I am in Aysbury. Believe it or not, I used to live here about 15-16 years ago, which is really interesting, and now Ben, lover of tech, lives here, which is very strange. Look at the bridge. This bridge was not here when I was living in this town. But let's switch to main sensor and have a look at stabilization. So far I must say that the colors look a little bit more natural on Vivo. This is ×2. Again, let's have a look at the stabilization. It's looking pretty good. Now we've got the optical zoom ×3 on Samsung and 3.7 on Vivo. But let's take some pictures now.
If you like night photography, then you shouldn't really be disappointed here. I love the colors on both, and then they look really, really nice. However, as soon as you go maximum zoom, then Vivo just shines. The clarity is just incredible for smartphone.
This is selfie, still recording in 4K. It's been a long day, I have to say, guys. We have been cracking on with those camera comparison. I will put the link in the description below for you to check the camera comparison that me and Ben are doing at the same time what I'm doing this. So what do you think about the quality here? But I'm gonna have a look at some selfies now.
If you love selfie, then Samsung is definitely your choice. Vivo is just too soft. They add some artificial beauty effects by default. I even switched that off, but unfortunately it's still blurry.
Okay, now it's time for portrait video mode at night. And what I love about Vivo, you've got 3.7 optical zoom, which is 200 megapixels. So hopefully the quality will be a little bit better than Samsung. Samsung optical zoom, but just ×3. What's great, the Samsung can switch between the lenses during recording. Sadly, I cannot do this with the Vivo. I have to stop and do it again. And now we've got ×2 on the portrait video mode. I am still recording in 4K, 30 FPS. Look at this bridge. In a minute, I'll be taking some portrait shots and hopefully we'll get some decent shots. And finally, we've got ×1 on the main camera. I'm really curious to see the blurry background effect. You know, it's really hard to see this in such a hot weather condition. So let me know which one do you prefer. And I'm gonna take some portrait shots now.
Samsung, unfortunately, there's no comparison with Vivo in terms of portrait photography. I have tried in different focal length, and each and single picture, Vivo was just better. But you let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Little conclusion now. I have to say that I'm a huge fan of selfie camera on Samsung. I am using portrait video mode and this is available in 4K. Sadly, Vivo is limited to 1080p. Now, overall, I think picture quality is better on Vivo, especially portrait photography. I think that telephoto lens is just the next level. However, stabilization and ultra wide angle is better on Samsung. But please remember, Vivo costs only, I've got a Chinese version, around £729 when you got over 1,200 here on Samsung. You might be saying, oh, it's Chinese. These guys are going crazy because now you've got Android Auto, you've got all the NFC payments on the Chinese version as well, which is pretty amazing. I am still waiting, hopefully not long, until the Vivo X200 Ultra is going to be coming out. So I will definitely be comparing this with Samsung to see the results. So let me know your thoughts. Hope you enjoyed this episode and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers.